Hello, everybody. How are you guys doing today, tonight, whenever you are watching? Welcome back to another week of KBBU's. Where are they now? So, what do we do here? We are a business university, and as you know, we have an associate certification, a bachelor certification, as well as a VIP master's certification. And we have every single Tuesday at 6 p.m. new students that come on to show you what their life journey has been like. And today we have an amazing student that is coming on with us to share her wonderful story. I mean, it's going to really shock your life and inspire you in a way that will hopefully help you in business, help you throughout your entire life. So, today we are going to celebrate and recognize our elite entrepreneur, Miss Anna Brothers.
Hello, hello. Thank you for inviting me.
You're welcome. Oh my
I'm
goodness.
excited to be here, really.
I am excited to have you here. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. So, tell us a little bit about yourself, Miss Anna.
Well, let me. I don't. It's quite a bit, but I will start from. I'm a retired school teacher,
Oh,
and I retired in 2011. I'm finna show my age now. But I have always been like an entrepreneur, and I am a mother, a grandmother. I have a grandchild, and like I said, I've always dibbled and dabbled into
right.
different, entre- you know, different little things,
Doing
So
different things in entrepreneurship.
yes, yes,
Right?
yes, yes, yes.
That's
So
amazing. So, a school teacher, when
yes.
you were a kid, is that something that you always wanted to do?
Ooh, yes, I wanted to be a teacher since the age of 6.
Really?
Yes, age of 6. And back then, I set my goal. I'm from the South, and so uh, I can tell my age again. When I went to school, kindergarten was just coming out, and it's still, you don't have to go to kindergarten. You can start at first grade. That's the way the system
True.
is. But now we have early childhood and everything. But I went to I guess I was one of the first to go to kindergarten in the South. And from that, it was such a wonderful experience for me. I wanted to be a teacher. And my goal in life was always to be a teacher. Now, once I became a teacher, okay, and I have taught everything, but my degree is in early childhood education, which I love the babies.
Oh, they
So,
love the
yeah, I
baby.
love them, and you have to have a special gift in them because they're gonna be doing all this to you, okay? And when I mean babies, I mean 3, 4, 5.
Okay.
That's what my degree was in. Even though I could go all the way up, I could teach college air, all of those things too. But that was where my love was, okay? So
Okay.
I became a teacher, and I taught. Oh, maybe 20 years, maybe 25 years. And then I got the opportunity to go into the corporate world.
Amazing. All right. So, before we get into the corporate world, I want to back up just a little bit. So, you said that you went to school in the South.
Yes.
All right. What part of the South?
I am from Alabama. And
Alabama.
mm-hmm.
Awesome. So,
So
Alabama in the house, next door to South Carolina.
205, okay. 205, 205, yeah. And my mother moved up north, and that's how I got up north.
So,
So
where are you located now?
I am now in South Holland, Illinois.
Illinois.
Yes, which
Okay.
is it's a suburb of Chicago, Illinois. And
Nice.
it is about 5 minutes from the Indiana State Board. I'm closer to Indiana than I am to Chicago. But
Okay.
yeah, so
So, what age did you move from Alabama to Illinois?
ooh, mm, I don't know. was in fourth grade. So
Fourth grade.
is that nine?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's
about
about
eight,
eight,
nine
nine
ish.
ish. Yeah, yeah. And then I was fortunate because I went to a grammar school that was very multicultural. Okay, I
Mm.
lived in an area which they call the melting pot, which is called High Park. And where the University of Chicago is. And what happened was, at that time, most of the people who worked at the University of Chicago, their children went to the school that I went to. So I got a real good grasp of different cultures and different nationalities and things that was going on in the same way in high school, because I went to a multicultural high school as well. And I tell you, I got many stories. The high school that I went to enhance integration.
Oh
Oh
my
my
goodness.
goodness.
Hannah,
Yeah, I went
tell
there.
us about this.
Yes.
To
To
enhance
enhance
integration.
integration. Right, like in the 60s, there was a lot of segregation,
Right.
and they had that here in the city of Chicago too. So what they did was they gave those students who were high, scholastically,
Mm-hmm.
the opportunity to go to other schools that were
Right.
predominantly, and that way that would help that school enhance their integration ratio. Okay.
Right.
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 And so I was one of those. I traveled a distance to go there, but in the long, that was my mother, but in the long run, she really had my best interest at heart. I just believe that I'm well versed in all nationalities.
Okay. So
So
my
my
question to
question to
you
you
is,
is,
did you
did you
have
have
any
any
challenges
challenges
by
by
making
making
that
that
change?
change? You know, I'm not. The challenge, and I hate to say this, it was not with the students. It was more so with the staff.
The
The
staff.
staff. Yeah, the teachers. Some of them were just so welcoming, and then you had those that were not. But you still have that today. You know what I'm
Give
saying?
us
Give
an
us an
example
example
of
of
a
a
challenge
challenge
that you
that you
had
had
with the
with the
staff.
staff. Okay,
That
that
was
I can. This is one that I remember. I had a teacher that was she was really my not English teacher, but history teacher. And I
mhm.
loved history. But at this point, I was sick. You know how you go to class sometimes and you're sick?
Oh
Oh
yeah.
yeah. And, but I loved school and I didn't want to miss it. And so I just laid my head down on the desk, and she reprimanded me for that.
She
She
reprimanded
reprimanded
you
you
for
for
laying your
laying your
hand
hand. And
on
I
the
wasn't
desk.
feeling well. Yes, I wasn't feeling well. So yeah, that was just one of the incidents.
And
And
reprimanded
reprimanded
meaning,
meaning fussed and said little derogatory things.
yeah.
Yeah. But
The
the
reason
reason
why I
why
was
I was
asking,
asking
because
because
I
I
know when
know
I
when I
went to
went to
elementary
elementary
school,
school,
which it
which it
was
was
some
some
years
years
later,
later,
but
but
the
the
point is
point is
that
that
we
we
were
were
in a
in a
school
school
where
where
there
there
was
was
paddling.
paddling.
So when
So
you
when you
said
said
reprimanded, I
reprimanded, I
was
was no.
wondering, was
Was
it
it
that
that
kind of
kind of
reprimanding?
reprimanding? No, they didn't. That was illegal when I went
Okay,
to
that
school.
was
They
illegal.
had passed that, but down south they do that. Okay, they will
Yes,
paddle
they
you.
did.
Okay. Now another incident. This was with the dean. One of the deans of the high school told my mother that I was not college material.
Oh
Oh
my
my
goodness.
goodness. Yeah. So as I always say, I wish I could see him now. Yes, but that's what I say about my mother. She was so determined. She didn't even pay that no mind. I went on to college, got a scholarship, everything, and did what I was supposed to do. And I kept going to school because after I got my bachelor's, then I got married, and I had a child. I waited 9 years before I went back, and it was a struggle. Okay.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
okay.
Well,
Well,
wait a
wait a
minute.
minute.
I
I
want to
want to
know a
know a
little bit
little bit
about
about
what
what
it was
it was
like
like
growing up
growing
in
up
your
in your
household.
household.
I hear
I
you
hear you
say
say
that your
that your
mom
mom
had your
had your
best
best
interest
interest
at
at
heart.
heart. Mm-hmm.
So,
So,
what was
what
it
was it
like
like
at that time growing up in the 60s?
Well, in the 60s, education was very important.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what she had instilled in me: get your education. They can take everything else from you. You're going to make me cry. But they
Oh,
can't take your education. Okay? So,
that's true.
mhm,
That's
and
very true. So it sounds like your mom was very inspirational, very encouraging.
very
That's
stern,
amazing.
strict,
She
all those
followed the
things.
rules.
Yeah, all those things. She was special. I would say that. Very high class. Very, she was high society. That
Right,
made
right.
her would say that was her. I'm not like that. I'm very down to earth, but she was. This is the way
You making me
this is
sit
the
up
way it's
straight, Miss
supposed to
Amber.
be, adequate. And I'm gonna tell you seriously, she sent myself. My daughter has been to etiquette school. My granddaughter has been to etiquette school. This is all before she passed. Okay, because she
Wow.
passed in 2021. But yes, she was very crafty, and that is why I would say that I'm very crafty, and she made me, while other people were doing things on the weekend, I was sewing. She
I
bought
know
me a
that's
sewing
right.
machine, and I'm grateful for that because I still sew to this day, and I made a lot of my clothes when I was in college. So
Wow.
I'm grateful
So
for
what
her.
was the culture like? You grew up in a single parent household with
No, no. My mother remarried when she moved up here. When I was down south, she was
Mhm.
married, and she got a divorce, and then she moved up south, came up north because her sister was up here.
Oh,
Yeah, so she came up to be with my aunt, and that's how basically we got up here. And then once we were up here, she met my stepfather.
nice.
So she remarried, and that's it. She was until he passed, and she was, with him.
Nice. So the sounds like it was a culture or a community that was about unity and progressiveness towards education
And
and
very,
just
very, very religious. She's
very
very Christian.
religious.
Yeah, very Christian. Oh, I had to go to church every Sunday.
Oh, I understand. I understand that. That I do understand.
Whether she went or not, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, I do.
I had to go. Okay, but that's okay because it instilled me a spiritual reality that I don't live without God. You know what I'm saying? So and
Amen.
I tried to instill that in my my child and my grandchild. So because you just can't make it without God. There is a spiritual being. I don't care what nobody says. Okay.
Yes, there's the creator,
Yes. Yes.
not the creation that we worship, but the creator.
Right.
Yes, yes, it is. And he is amazing.
Yes.
So you said that you wanted to be a school teacher. You became a school teacher. So what was it like growing up? Were the schools all combined into one? Like elementary, middle school, high school? How was that back
Now,
then?
you mean up here or down south?
Yes.
Up here. Okay. The schools are separate here. So you have elementary, and the elementary is really K through eighth.
K through eighth grade.
But within that K through eight, you have middle school, which is fourth, fifth, and sixth. Okay,
Oh,
sometimes they'll pull that out. Primary is K through third. Upper is seventh and eighth. That's how they kind of categorize it.
but
Okay,
they were at the same school.
they're all in that same.
Okay, that's what I was
Yeah,
thinking.
they all
Okay.
of those are in the same school. but sometimes the K through 3 can be over here in another building. Do you understand where I'm coming from? So, but they
Yes.
all are part of one school.
Got it.
Okay, and then
Okay.
they have the high schools.
All
So
right.
but
So
that's
I imagine that you must have graduated valedictorian.
no, not at all. But I was high up in my class.
Okay.
When I went to the high school, we had a large class. It was over 600 of us graduating.
600 graduates?
Yes, it was.
My
I
goodness.
went to a large school. I told you it was multinational. It was everything there: Koreans, Chinese, Japanese, Puerto Rican. Everybody was there. German. Yeah,
Wow.
so it was
What an opportunity.
I told you, and the school took up a whole block. Now there was a lot of Jewish people also that went to our school. To the fact that when there was a Jewish holiday, the school was usually closed, or there was a minimal thing. So I did go to school with a lot of Jewish uh, people, and but I went to school with a lot. I enjoyed my experience in grammar school and high school, and some of those people we are still friends and things today. And guess what?
What?
Even though we went to Sin is the name of the school, high school,
Ian.
Sin High School,
S-I-N.
SENN.
Oh, SENN. Okay, that makes sense. I was getting ready to say that. What in the world?
Oh Lord, have mercy. Uh, we all went there, and we came from all areas of the city to go to that school. I came from, at that time I was staying in Chatham, so I came from Chatham. Some came from the west side, some, like that, to go to that school. But when
Yes,
we
ma'am.
left that school, guess who was running it?
Who was running?
Us. The ones that had came up there on that permissive transfer. They
Oh
had
my
I'm
gosh.
serious. They had the first black uh, president of the student council there. When we left, we were running it.
That's
It
amazing.
is. It is. We had the first black cheerleaders there. It was. So I've been able to see a lot of firsts. I have been a lot of firsts.
Clearly.
Uh,
That's
people as
good.
well. And I try to instill and inspire people to, because we all are going to have obstacles, and to me, it's what you do with those obstacles.
Yes,
Okay,
it is.
and so all I do is I pray on it, and somehow or another it all works out.
Amen. That is great. That's great. So, what would you say that your classmates would say about Anna Brothers?
I'm still the same. They say, girl, whenever I see any of them, they say, girl, you are still the same. And
They would say that you are outgoing,
um,
you're a game changer.
um, I don't know if they're going yeah, maybe. I'm just bubbly.
You are bubbly. For
I am,
real.
I am just a bubbly individual, and strive for, to do things the right way. I try.
Yes. That's so good.
But
That's
I
so
think they
good.
think positive of me.
Absolutely. I would say so for sure.
They think positive of me.
Yes. Okay. That's great. So you graduated from high school. Did you go on to college right away or did you take some time out?
No, I went to college right away. I got a scholarship, and that's a story too. I'm going to tell you that one too.
Okay.
I went to SIU in Carbondale. I've been to more than one college.
Okay.
So, but I went to SIU in Carbondale, and at SIU in Carbondale, I pledged my sorority, which is Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority Incorporated.
Okay.
I went there in '69. Well, during that time, we had what they call the Black Panther Party.
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
So I grew up in Hyde Park, and the Black Panther Party was across the Midway, what they call the Midway or whatever they want. You know, you go across that way.
Hmm.
But by the time that I had got to college, that organization had really grown.
I bet so.
Okay. And so they had chapters everywhere. And so naturally there was a chapter there. And I pledged my first, went to my first year. I pledged the sorority in my first year. And in my second year, they had riots.
Oh,
So they closed the campus down.
oh no,
Yes,
the
they did.
whole school.
The whole school was closed down, and we were pledging.
My goodness.
So since all of us were from the city,
Mhm.
we got made in Chicago instead of SIU, instead of on our campus.
Oh,
So by the time the following year came, all of that had kind of subsided. But yes, they
right.
had several several things going on then back then. So I'm giving a little history too.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. So, but yeah,
So, how did that impact your life? Pledging.
oh, let me say that. The organization that I'm in, I love, okay, because they're a community organization. They do a lot of community service. And so that is what I'm about, helping the community. And so that is one of the main reasons why I joined that organization. I will be a member of that organization until I die.
Wow.
And I am a life member. I'm life member 913 of that
Okay, I don't know what
organization.
that means, Miss Anna.
I'm the 913th life member of the
Oh
organization.
my goodness. Wow.
I am a legacy. Okay, my
Clearly.
mother, yeah, my mother is also a Sigma, and she started the chapter at Northwestern University.
Okay.
So I am, and I could not go any other way but that way. But yeah, that's how I got into my sorority. Was because of my mom.
So while you were in school, did you meet someone special?
Yes and no. My husband was not from college, not from
Okay.
the college days. He was from. I met him up here. I did have some boyfriends down there. I've had
You had
boyfriends.
boyfriends in Alabama, Miss Anna.
Yeah, I did. I had boyfriends, but I was never one to be. Um, you know how women just like men and just they got to have one. I never was that way.
Okay.
I always was my own person.
You
Okay.
was calm, cool, and collected.
Yeah, and I'm very independent. Let's put it that way.
Right.
I'm very independent. Don't like to be controlled.
Mm-hmm.
And so once someone tried to control because I think a relationship is not 50-50, but you got to there should be some type of communication. No one should be telling one other person what to do, all the time, but you got to come together and like that. And so once I could not have that, then I had to go. And the thing about it is, I have no problem in walking away. I don't care how I feel about that person. It is just, as a human being, you should not be able to control another human being. So that's just my thing on it.
Yes.
Take on
We
it.
weren't created to control each other, but everything else. Yes.
Yeah, so that's it.
Yes. So it's not about control, but you did meet somebody eventually.
Yeah, and got
Okay,
married.
tell us about that story.
Well, I met him. I was going to school, and I met him where I was working, really. And we just clicked, and that was that was it. I don't know how. Well, I got married in 82.
82. So how
1980.
old were you?
I was 30. See, I didn't get married until later on in my years. I think I was 30.
Okay.
And I
So
had
you
my.
had lived a life.
Oh, yeah. And I think everybody should.
I do too.
I, I, uh, I don't think you should jump into anything because you need to live your life first. And I
Yes.
feel that because women have to women make sacrifices.
A lot of
Okay,
sacrifice.
so, and it's hard to me. I could not see bringing up a child when I'm still, by the time 30, I was kind of settled, not ripping and running and, doing and partying and, doing those things now.
You was partying in Santa.
Yeah, I partied. You didn't party? I partied, yeah. And, we talk about it now. Some of my friends, because now, used to didn't go out until 11 o'clock at night. You know what I mean?
Yes, I do.
Girl. Now, we back in at 8, okay? 8 o'clock. If we go out, we back
I was
in.
getting ready to say if you go out, right?
We back, we back in. So, it is, those are the trials and tribulations and things that you have to go through, but it's all good, and I'm blessed that I'm able to live and share these share these experiences.
Yes. So you got married and y'all were in love
We
and
bought a house and well, that's it. And then we got a divorce.
oh, what?
Yeah, we got a divorce. Let me see. I got married in 1982,
Uh-huh.
and I got divorced in 1995.
Okay.
I was married for quite some time, but I had been with this guy for over 20 some years.
Really?
Yeah, so, um, but it's, and I just never remarried, and neither has he. So
Interesting.
no, but no. It's just
Okay.
he over there and I'm over here. But
Got
we
you.
have our child that's together, and she almost 40, so
So you had a
yeah,
baby.
I had a little girl.
Awesome.
Yeah, I
Awesome.
had a little girl.
So just an only child.
And I'm an only, and my daughter is the only.
Oh my goodness. I'm an only on my mom's
Are
side.
you? And look, her child is an only.
Wow. A lot of
A lot
onlys.
of onlys. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. A
Oh
lot
my
of
goodness.
onlys.
Must be something to that.
I don't know. And all of the firstborns in my family are women. My
Really?
mother was the firstborn of her family, and we're all women. So we just accept the fact that women. With only one male, her brother. My mother had a brother, my uncle, and that's the only male. All of us are women.
Interesting.
Yeah. Well,
So you
A
said,
has two sons, but I'm talking about my immediate, my
right, right.
mhm.
Okay, all ladies, ladies in the house,
Yeah, ladies
firstborns
first. Yeah.
and only.
And onlys.
That is interesting.
Mhm.
Yes. So, Miss Anna, you said that you met your ex-husband while you were teaching. So, when you came out of college, what did you begin to do?
Um, that's another story too. Because when I came out of college, I'm all motivated to teach, and guess what they did? They put a freeze on hiring.
Really? Oh man.
So I had to sub for a while until they lifted up. Now I came out of college with all of my credentials. I had passed the state board, all of those things, but it was nothing that I could do. I was on a
Oh
wait
man.
list until they opened it back up. But once they opened it back up, now I was always, I'm not going to say I was always good, but wherever I went, people always liked my teaching strategies. And so I was at a school with a principal and I taught different things. I didn't start out teaching like everybody else in the classroom. I had a classroom, but when I started teaching,
Mm-hmm.
I did what was called motivational language art program, and the students from the district were bussed in to my classroom, and I taught them different things because they were behind 2 or 3 years in reading and math.
Oh,
And so they wanted to use some different things to teach them to see if it would bring up their reading and math scores. And so I love that because I was able to use newspapers, comic books, just all kind of innovative
anything.
anything to motivate those kids. But that
Oh,
was
that's
when,
so great.
yeah, that was when I realized that teaching seventh and eighth graders was not for me.
Oh, okay.
And I'll tell you why. Because you can really relate to them.
Mm-hmm.
And I found myself getting emotionally involved. And so,
Oh,
therefore, when they left me, it was just like ooh, boo-hooing, all of those things. So I said, well, I
yeah.
need to step it down. And even though my degree was in early childhood, like I said, I taught a lot of things. Okay, and that was one of the programs that I taught. But while I was there, they lifted the freeze, and I got assigned way on the north side,
Oh, far away.
far, far, far away. That principal told me, she said, "Don't worry, just give me some time." Within 2 weeks, I was back at that school, assigned.
Really?
Yes, yes.
Oh,
The
that's
and I
amazing.
did not like it at that other school. And the principal came to me and he said, "I don't know who you know, but today is your last day. Monday you will be reporting to that other school that I went to." So
And
she got me back.
that's good. That is so good. The
It
Lord was
was
on
that
your
one was
side.
close to home and everything. Oh, yeah, I would be in the rush hour going over there. Oh, it was just awful. Yeah, but
So you mainly taught the 3 and 4 year olds over a period of 20 plus years?
somewhat, somewhat,
Somewhat?
somewhat. Well, in the latter part of my teaching, um, I taught first grade. I taught middle school science. I have an endorsement in science.
Nice.
So I taught middle school science, which I would call myself doing the principal a favor because she couldn't keep anybody in that position. But I had the credentials to do it. And I
Hmm.
helped her out thinking I'm going to go back to my thing the following year. But she decided I must have been good in it. And she wanted to keep me there. And I didn't want that. I didn't,
You wanted
sometimes.
to grow.
Well, I wanted to be with my babies. That's what I went to school for. I
Yes.
wanted to be with them. And um, I can truly say she's probably the reason why I retired because and they sent me to school to get that endorsement. Yeah,
Really?
they sent me to school to get that. I went to IIT. I told you, when I tell you I've been to more than one college, I have. Okay, I've even gone to Talladega in Alabama. Okay, so,
Awesome.
but
What an
yeah,
achievement.
yeah, then I got my endorsement,
Hmm.
and we went out for spring break, and I went downtown and retired.
What?
I sure did. When
Because
I
you didn't
got,
want to
I
you
did
teach
not want
them.
to. I did not want to do that. That was not what I went to school for, and I felt like all my life I had been fighting to teach the babies. I'm good as a
Right.
disciplinarian,
Right.
okay, and so they needed people as disciplinarians in school.
Hmm.
And I'm telling you, they would say things to me like, "I don't know what you're doing to those kids in there," but this is my philosophy on classroom rules, and I've used it from the babies on up. Because when they're 3 and 4, they know the difference between right and wrong.
Yes, they do.
So let them make their own rules. That was my philosophy.
Okay.
So from the 3 year, even if I had the fourth and fifth grade, everybody made their own rules. We wrote them on the board. Then after everybody gave their rules, then what we would do is, can we put these together is some of these came till we got it down to maybe 10 rules. Okay. And you also let them uh, choose what punishment they're going to have.
Yes.
Okay. Not me, but them. And so they would do that. I could be absent and my classroom would be good.
Wow.
Because
Because
they
they created it themselves.
right, there was ownership. There was
Yes.
ownership in that. And I don't care. And they would say, you know you're not supposed to be doing that. But I would use things for I used the McDonald's cups. You know, I put their name on there and we had clothespins on it. So when you got an infraction or something, one of the clothespins would go down into the cup. At the end
Oh.
of the week, okay, if you had your clothespin, you could just have one. You were able to participate in activities on Friday because I would have activities on Fridays.
Okay.
And it was fine. The kids loved it. We would have movies. Okay, you know, I spoiled my kids. I don't
Of
care
course you do.
where they were, the babies or not. And in the little grades, I used the traffic light because they knew that. And plus, it helped them do that. So red meant stop, yellow meant cautious, green meant go.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's the way I did it, and I just never had problems with it, with the discipline.
So
Never.
you retired. When you retired, what happened? What did you decide to do from there?
Well, before I retired, uh, let me tell you how I got into cake decorating. Okay, because
Oh.
that's another avenue, and that's one of my incomes. Okay. Cake decorating. While I was working, I decided to give my mother her 75th birthday party.
Okay.
And I wanted to decorate it. I could bake, but I was not a decorative baker. And so I decided to take a class in cake decorating.
Oh,
So that when I gave her a party, because I wanted to do the cake.
right.
And so I took course one,
Mm-hmm.
and the instructor said, have you ever considered maybe teaching cake decorating? I said, no. No, I teach school. I don't want to. So she said, she waited a little while. She said, well, you know, you can set your own schedule. I said, I really don't, I really don't want to. I'm really not interested in it. So she waited a little bit, and then she said, well, she kept bugging me. And so I said, well, you know what? I'm just going to go online, and I'm going to apply. And then when I tell her that I applied, she'll leave me alone. They called me.
So now you went from teaching at the school to
I'm still
teaching,
teaching at the school.
and you're still teaching at the
I'm
school.
still, I taught at the school, and I taught I worked for Michael's, the craft
Yes,
store. I was
yes.
contracted through the company, the cake decorating company, to work at Michael's. So
Nice.
the supervisor, and this is it, the instructor said, always take pictures of your work. So when the supervisor called me, and she was from St. Louis that called me.
Missouri.
And she said, well, I got an opening. And I just called to see if you were interested in it. And she said, we got a training coming up, and you would be able to go to that training and everything. And so I said, okay, Anna, just go ahead. Okay. And so I did. And I went to the training. While I was at the training, she came to me and she said, I have another store. Would you be interested in that store too?
Wow.
And I said, oh, okay. Because they were not far away from each other. And so I taught school during the day and twice a week. One day I went to that one store, and the other day I went to the other store. On the weekends, on Saturdays, I did demos and, and all of those stuff. And I taught cake decorating for over 20 years, almost as long as I did.
What?
Yeah, almost as long as I taught school.
That's
That's
amazing,
amazing,
Miss
Miss
Anna.
Anna. Yeah. So
So, regular
regular
school,
school,
cake
cake
decorating,
decorating,
and a
and a
baker.
baker.
So,
So
let's
let's
get
get
into
into
your
your
actual
actual
company.
company.
Let's
Let's
talk
talk
about
about
Anna's
Anna's
Lifestyles
Lifestyles
LLC.
LLC. Okay.
Yes,
Yes.
tell
Well,
us
tell us
about
about
what
what
this
this
is
is
entails.
entail. Okay, Anna's Lifestyles LLC. It's a multifaceted business. What I did was I incorporated everything that I do and love under Anna's Lifestyles. So I have my baking up under there. I have my podcast up under there.
All
All
right,
right,
now tell
now
us
tell us
about your
about your
podcast
podcast
for a
for a
second.
second. Well, I was blessed. I'm going to really say blessed to, well, given the opportunity to do a podcast.
Wow.
And my podcast really, I had a story to tell. And I
Mhm.
had been telling that story all along. And what I did was I told my mother's journey with dementia because I felt like
Oh,
people needed to understand that dementia is an illness.
it
It
is.
is. It is not something to be afraid of. And that's what I realized through my
Or
mother. Or
angry
angry
about.
about. Right. But I realized that through my mother. And my mother had been brought up that way that it was a stigma to it. And so she tried to hide it. And so she was aware that there was something wrong. And by the time that I found out, she was in the stage where people would take advantage of her. That's what the doctors told me.
My
My
God.
God. So I would see the sign, but I didn't know anything about it. I didn't know anything about dementia. I didn't know what the signs were. And really and truly, dementia is just a big umbrella. Everything else falls up under it. Alzheimer's, Parkinson, front lobal dementia. I can tell you all about them now. Okay. Really? Oh
Really?
yeah, because I went to Northwestern Hospital, which is one of the top 10 in the country, had a program that my doctor was affiliated, so I got my mother. I got my mother into that hospital, and so she went to the neurology department, and they had a support group that I joined, and that support group truly, truly helped me. And
Wow.
so I try to share what I have learned because if I didn't know, other people don't know either.
Mm-hmm.
And so this was my way of helping. So that's what my podcast is about. It's just helping a person live a fulfilling and blessed lifestyle. And
I love it.
it encompasses everything, socially, mentally, physically, financial,
I
all of
love
those things because they all kind of work together. When one is out of whack, the rest of them can't get in line. You know what I'm saying?
it.
So
Yes. That's
that
very
was
interesting.
interesting. Yeah, that was the reason why I got into the podcast. And Dr. Ramsay, we go way, way back, and we were in some challenges together. And I used to go live all the time with, like I said, with my mother's situation. I even, toured the facility where she lived so that they could see that it was not, what people had visualized in their minds. And she gave me that opportunity to do it, and I'm eternally grateful.
And if
And if
y'all
y'all
don't know
don't
who
know who
Dr.
Dr.
Tina
Tina
J.
J.
Ramsey
Ramsey
is,
is,
let me
let me
tell
tell
you,
you,
she is
she
the
is the
founder,
founder,
owner
owner
of
of
CTR
CTR
Media
Media
Network,
Network,
CTR
CTR
Cares,
Cares,
and
and
CTR
CTR
Homeschooling.
Homeschooling.
Y'all
Y'all
go
go
look
look
up.
up.
Go
Go
look up
look up
CTR
CTR
Media.
Media. That's
Go
right.
look
Go
up
look up
Dr.
Dr.
Tina J.
Tina J.
Ramsey.
Ramsey.
You'll
You'll
see
see
what we're
what we're
talking
talking
about.
about.
So
So
she
she
houses the
houses the
streaming
streaming
for
for
KBBU,
KBBU,
Kingdom
Kingdom
Builders
Builders
Credit
Credit
Repair,
Repair,
and Kingdom Builders Community Development Center. We all are interrelated. And Miss Anna is a podcaster before I even got here. How long have you been a part of CCR Media, Miss Anna?
Um, this I will say this is my fourth season.
Fourth
Yeah,
season.
with them. I'll be going next year. I'll be going into my fifth
Wow. That's
season.
amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So you got your bacon under Anna's lifestyle. You have a podcast where you share your mother's story. I think that is so beautiful.
Hmm.
All right, tell us a little bit more about what else you do, Miss Anna.
Well, like I said, I'm crafty, and so I knit, I crochet, I sew, and
Goodness.
I garden.
And
Okay,
garden,
and I
knit,
garden.
crochet, garden,
I garden.
podcast, bake.
I do
What
all.
don't you do?
I do all of those, and I do a little needlepoint too. I quilt. My mother got. I was in a sewing group, and you see how influenced my mother was. Okay.
Yes, because I remember you said she bought the sewing machine, so you learned how to sew in your spare time.
We we had a sewing club called Sewers with Pizzazz.
Really?
And we
Nice.
would meet maybe once a month. We had little projects, and we would meet once a month, and we would share our things. And then my mother said, "Why don't we make a quilt?" And so none of us in there really made quilts, but my mother. My mother and my grandma, they used to do hand quilting.
Yes.
And I said, "Oh, I don't know if I can do that." And they said, "Oh, yeah." So they gave me a little simple pattern, and I did that. I made a quilt for my daughter. She went to England. She went to Europe. And when she came back, I had her whole room decorated. She was a purple girl. And I had painted
Oh,
it, and I had put this purple quilt on her bed. She still has that quilt. Yeah,
oh,
yeah, yeah. She still
I
has
love it.
it. So, to make a long story short, I'm in a quilting guild now. But two of the members who was in that sewing group with me has joined that guild. So,
Wow,
yeah,
what an
which
amazing
means
journey.
they're still quilting too. Okay, but yeah, my mother got us all. She got us all started. I embroidery. I can't even tell you how many machines I got. It's sad.
What?
Yeah,
How do you do it all?
it's hard. It's hard. I do my things in spurts. So like now it's garden season. So you see me posting stuff about my garden and stuff like that. A while back I was into um, my quilting. I was making bags and stuff like that. So you saw me posting the quilted bags. I said I'm gonna be another Vera Bradley and a Martha Stewart.
Absolutely. That's right. I was thinking Martha Stewart.
Well, Vera Bradley makes the quilted bags. Okay. Yeah, she's
Oh,
very known for those quilted bags. And
okay.
then, Martha Stewart, she's just in a class by herself, truly. She does
Absolutely.
almost everything, really. So,
Yes.
but yeah, I'm a little,
Sounds like you.
and I do kids crafts. I like kids. Now with that, I give that to, because I'm an educational consultant for the state. I didn't tell you that either. I told you I'm a do a lot of stuff.
Yes, you are.
But I help daycares get their accreditation, the national
Oh,
accreditation.
that's so nice.
And so I have about 18 sites that I work with throughout, the city, and we have meetings.
Nice, nice.
We have meetings once a month,
Uh-huh.
and so that is one of my ways of helping them get there because that helps them get grants and all of those types of things for their daycare. So that is one of
That's
the other things
beautiful.
that I do, and I still do that now, even though
That's
I'm
amazing,
retired.
Miss Anna.
Even though
And
I'm
don't you do something with some jewelry?
Yes, I do. I have.
Oh
Oh
my
my
goodness.
goodness. I do. I have what is called the Jazzy Jewels collection, where we put a little
Okay.
jazz in your step with our Jazzy Jewels.
Hey.
And I'm going into my 5th year with that.
Whoa.
And let me tell you how I got started into that. That is another story in itself. Um, it was during COVID that, all of this came about. And my cake business, which I was trying to do, had slowed down because of COVID. And one of my sorority sisters, really 2 or 3 of them, was selling this jewelry. And they said, "Yeah." I said, "Oh, no. I don't, I don't want no jewelry. I got a plenty." I'm telling the truth. I got plenty jewelry here and everything. But anyway, I still watch them. And then I started seeing things that I like. I said, "Oh, that's kind of cute." So I
Oh.
bought it.
Okay.
Then sometimes they would run out. And I said, "Oh, I really wanted that." So I would look over here. He was another consultant. She was selling. I would say, "Do you have that in that color?" And they would say yes. So I bought from her. Then I was buying for over here, over here, over here, over here. I said, "It's time for me to sell jewelry." I need to be getting this jewelry wholesale. Okay? Because I am
Wow.
buying too much. And remember, I didn't want to be bothered with that jewelry. Okay? But they broke me on down. I got into the company, and I became. I'm not one to brag, but I am a director in
What?
paparazzi. I am.
Miss Anna, that's like dropping the line.
I am a director in paparazzi. I've I've
Wow.
made
Amazing.
crown
Congratulations.
crown 5, which means I have 5 active
Hey,
consultants up under me, and
yes.
life of the party, bronze. So
Of course you are.
I've made quite a few uh, accomplishments
That's
in
huge.
that. But yeah, I love my jewelry. I love jewelry. Period. I've always loved jewelry. So
So Anna's lifestyles is truly the lifestyles of Anna Brothers.
yes,
I
yes,
mean, everything
yeah.
from jewelry to quilting to knitting, podcasting, baking, teaching. I mean, everything. It's your whole entire life.
But the thing about it is, and I think about it now, I'm still teaching.
You are.
I'm still teaching.
You never stop.
I said to myself, because in my mindset, teaching when I was growing up was teaching school. But now
Right.
I see, my gift is teaching.
Your gift is teaching, correct?
That's what my gift is. And so
Yes, it is.
I believe that you should share your gift. And that's what I'm doing.
Absolutely.
That's what I'm doing.
Absolutely. So that's amazing. How can they reach you if they are interested in one of these multifaceted things that you do?
They can reach me at info at Anna's Lifestyles LLC.com.
Awesome. So reach out to her by email, everybody. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, Miss Anna. So how did we connect? You want to tell that story?
Yes, I want to tell it. Dr. Tina Ramsay tricked me.
She didn't trick you, did she?
Yes, she did. She put she put in a little blurb in one of our groups. If you want to perfect your business or do something like that, contact me. And so then when I contact her, she sent me to Michelle.
She sent you over here.
She
Oh, that
sent
is
me.
so cute.
Yeah,
Oh,
she
I
sent
love
me to
it.
Michelle. But I'm gonna tell everyone, I have not regretted it one
Oh,
minute. Okay, it has been a rewarding experience, and it has helped me so much in my business and to understand the business aspect of a business. Okay, and
Yes.
like I'm saying, I'm still growing. I'm still, I'm still making mistakes, still doing, but that's okay. That's okay. But I'm making it.
So you came in the beginning of the year, semester course for the Bachelor Certification, and you graduated this past June. Congratulations!
Thank you very much.
Yes. So what was the experience like at KBBU for you?
Oh, I have to laugh. Let me tell y'all a few of my little stories. Because I am a teacher. I'm very what you call it, like studious. You know,
Yes. Yes, you are.
and so when it came time for me to take the test,
Mm.
I didn't do so well. And so I reached out to Michelle and I said, that test, am I going to be able to take it over? Because, woo, it was rough, okay? So it was one of those that was tricky. You had
Yes.
to know just everything to the T.
Yes,
So it
ma'am.
made me be a little more observant and
Mm.
conscientious about it. But I did a lot of studying and a lot of writing because when I study, I write. I write over
Yeah.
and over and over and then in my mind. So if I get it, then I'm gonna write it down. I go back and look to see if I got it. You know what I'm saying? I just had just ways that I have techniques. You know how you build your own strategies
Yes.
for studying.
Of learning.
Yeah. So that's basically it. But it was a beautiful experience. It really was.
Oh.
I enjoyed it. I learned a great deal, y'all. A great deal. I would recommend if you want to um, just make your business better. You need to see
Yes.
Michelle.
Come
Seriously.
on over.
That is why I have my LLC right now. Okay? That's right.
Yes.
That is it.
Anna Brothers Lifestyles was created at KBBU.
Yes, it
I
was.
love it. I love it. I'm so excited for the journey of your company and everything that God is going to bring your way. I'm telling you, it's going to be so amazing. It already
It
is.
is. I really led a blessed life. I
Yes.
really have. And I'm thankful for that. I live by grace because that's the only way, to me, that's the only way to live. I come across all kind of crazies. But I just stay, I try to stay in my lane and try not to come out and, just be
Be
grateful.
who you are and be grateful.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So, are there any last words that you would like to share with the audience about your life, about something that maybe can impact their life?
Well, Michelle, on all of my programs and everything, I always end with my three L's.
Oh, what's the three L's?
So the
I'm
three
interested.
L's, okay, you want to live your life. Life.
Live,
Life. Live your life. Live. Okay. The second one is to laugh.
laugh.
You got to laugh. You know, laughter is good for your soul. You can be feeling so down and somebody come and make you laugh. You be so mad at them. You don't want to laugh. You want to stay mad. But laughter is good for the soul. And then
Yes.
the last one is love.
Oh,
Okay, love. And I always tell people that God says, the Bible says you're supposed to love everybody. And, sometimes that's difficult.
mm,
But my grandmother always told me, no, baby, it's not difficult. She said, what you have to do is you have to love them with a long wooden spoon. Okay? But you're going to love them. But you just love them with a long wooden spoon. But I
mm.
always tell my people the most important person to love is you. Love yourself because you are the most important
Amen.
person. So
Well
I
said.
end all my programs like that. So I'm going to end this one like that too.
amazing. So live, laugh,
Laugh
and
and love.
love.
Yes.
Oh
Oh
my
my
God. I
God. I
love
love
that.
that.
So
So
good.
good.
So
So
good.
good.
Well, Miss
Well, Miss
Anna,
Anna,
thank you
thank
so
you so
much for
much for
coming
coming
on the
on the
Where Are
Where
They
Are They
Now to
Now to
share your
share your
journey.
journey.
This
Well,
has
thank you for
been
having
so
me.
much
So much
fun.
fun.
I
I
am
am
really
really
eager to
eager to
talk to
talk
you
to you
after
after
this
this.
so
So
I
I
can
can
learn a
learn a
little
little
more
more
about
about
you that
you
I
that I
didn't
didn't
know
know.
because I
Because
learn
I learned
something
something
new
new
every
every
time we
time we
talk.
talk.
Yeah,
I know.
every
Every
single
single
time.
time.
But
But
thank you
thank you
so
so
much for
much for
being here.
being
We
here.
are
We are
so
so
grateful
grateful
that you
that you
came
came
on
on
today.
today. Thank you for having me.
You are
You are
most
most
welcome.
welcome.
All
All
right,
right,
guys.
guys.
So
So
that's
that's
pretty
pretty
much
much
it.
it.
We have another week achieved of KBBUs. Where are they now? Listen, if you are a graduate of KBBU and you haven't done your Where Are They Now, you need to get on this show so that you can tell your story as well. Because this is so inspiring. Did y'all hear things that Miss Anna was talking about? Like, that is such a huge achievement, her entire life. Thank you so much for watching today. And make sure that you have set your notifications for next Tuesday at 6 p.m. for another show of KBBU's Where Are They Now with our amazing KBBU alumni. And if you're interested in coming to KBBU to get an associate certification or the bachelor certification, or even going to the VIP master's certification, and you have to get into the bachelor's before you can get to the master's. That's the way it works here. But if you're interested in KBBU at all, definitely go to www.kbbulllc.com. Make sure that you hit the subscribe button on every platform at kb.michellegreen and follow us, like, and share, and tell a friend, especially those that you know that are entrepreneurs, because we are here to give you inspiration, encouragement, and to let you see what a journey is like for those who are successfully living entrepreneurship lifestyles. Okay, thank you again for watching. We'll